It's the middle of May, and I haven't done a single video on Paldea Evolved at all. We should probably do that. But first, we gotta shout out the sponsors, us, CardinalGaming.com. Check out the website. If you guys are looking for singles, these buttons right here at the top take you to both the TCGPlayer pages for both the stores. Scroll it down, go to the pre-orders. We got Paldea Evolved right around the corner. We got Lorcana up. We'll see what stock we get. Lord of the Rings for Magic is going to be posted on there. Check those out if you guys are interested in that. Scrolling on down. Pre-releases events, all of our cash events for Flesh and Blood, Magic, Pokemon are all going to be right here. Scrolling on down to the very, very bottom right here. Cardinal merch. I have one more hot dog playmat. One. That's all that's left. They're done. We're not going to make any more. If you guys want to go support us, buy any of these wonderful things, we appreciate you. Back to the show. What's up, everybody? Mason here, Cardinal Gaming. Appreciate you guys clicking on the video, supporting the channel, supporting the store. We have to do this real quick because Paldea Evolved is already here. We're less than 2 weeks away from this set dropping, and I haven't done a visual set look or did anything with the allocations or anything like that. So let's focus down. Let's get to work. We're gonna check out the set, take a look and see what's hot, what's not. I'm gonna give you some insight on possibly playable stuff and stuff like that that's exciting that's coming up, because there's a lot of the stuff in Paldea Evolved that you may want to know if you don't follow the play. So let's go through it. Let's just check it out. Shout out to justinbasil.com. Just a great website, and makes it just so beautiful and so easy to look at this stuff and these set lists. Let's go through it. This is Paldea Evolved to the best of our knowledge how we're going to get it. It's still, again, super close to when the set's going to release. We don't know pre-release promos. We don't know a lot of the set makeup, and there are some questionable things where the numbers aren't lining up logically. So it's kind of weird. We're going to go through it and see what this website has and what they put in this set. So we can just break it down, look at it, and this is the best we can do 2 weeks ahead of time, knowing what's up. So let's take a look and see what's going on. So obviously this is all Japanese stuff, but I do know what Japanese players and people are playing, and just I know a good card when I see it because it looks cool. So we'll talk through that stuff and see what we got going on. So first EX here is the Grass Fortress. Fortress is a funny card. It kills itself to accelerate energies. Could have some cheeky plays, but that's kind of an interesting little card here that we may do to pay attention to here down the road. It's kind of neat, kind of a neat card. Grass is kind of gets some help, a lot of help in this set actually, because we're looking at this Meowscarada, the first EX of that card, and does some more grass things. Probably the most playable of the three, possibly, of the Final Evolution starters, which is, of course, is featured in this set. A lot of the evolution starters for the starters of Gen 9 are in the set, and Meowscarada seems like the best one of the bunch here. So an interesting card, just for a playability sense. Let's keep it going. I'm not a big grass guy, except Bramblegast. I love these little guys. I love these little those guys. Those are great when I stumbled upon them. But Wu Chen here. Wu Chen could be an interesting card. Again, we have the evolution of starters, the evolution lines, getting EXs, and then we have I think they're called the Ruin Pokemon, or I think that's what they're called. All the things that were hidden behind these big padlock doors things in the game. Let's see if I can find that. Like here in this Pineco, you can see that little locked door. The Chinese Pokemon. Wu Chen's kind of a cool little grass snail, kind of neat. Could be pretty good. Again, kind of building on this kind of grass energy centric deck. Could be good. Could be a cool card and a cool grass decks coming out of the set, which is cool. Grass has been weak, well, forever actually. It's been pretty bad for a long time. So to see grass possibly getting something, getting a little help, getting a little love is kind of nice. Fire, absolutely terrible. Let's not even talk about it. I mean, this is all the fire Pokemon that we know of in the set. This is it. Not a whole lot to write home about. Skeledirge has an EX, obviously, and also has the art, like the family arts, all the starters do. So, yeah, we have to shove something in here, but I'm assuming we will get maybe some more fire. We got that, and then the fish. The fish is also a fire Pokemon as well, but not so talked about or played in Japan right now. So probably won't be doing much in the way of playability on that stance. Water's always getting some love. The big shock of the water is Excalibur line, which has some acceleration methods behind it. So this could be a good card, and again has the kind of like the as Kamita I think does the art for the 3 of those in this evolution line. Did art for all 3 of them, so that's kind of cool. We'll see that later. But this little guy, Chen Pao, water Pokemon, Sabertooth Sword Cat, has a really great ability and a pretty neat attack, and has a lot of help in water with Melanie and just other water supporters and things that can really help water right now that have not rotated out yet. Kyurem's still super strong and can have a friend in this little cat. So water is also getting a little bit of a bump here in this set. We scroll through. We got this beautiful Pikachu EX. Yeah, Pikachu being an EX is going to be a very good thing. And we got a really cute Raichu. The art rare of this Raichu is also pretty freaking fantastic. So we'll look at that in a minute. We got Bellybolt here. Bellybolt is kind of talked about a little bit, but I don't think it's seen any play. Could be interesting. But the trainer, Bellybolt's trainer, is the one that is we're going to be talking about. You'll see. We'll get that, cross that bridge when we get there. Interesting Psychic Pokemon. Psychic's my favorite type, so I always give these an extra little nice look when looking at the Psychic types. This Spiritomb is going to be an interesting card and probably be seeing some play. Slowking is a cool. It's terrestrialized, so it's got the shatter coloring on that bad boy. But yeah, not a whole lot of talk about him. And Psychic in general this time around, other than the Tinkerton line is going to be possibly fun. Hopefully, this is maybe our pre-release promos. That'd be a cool little thing because I think it has a really neat ability. But Tinkerton, the Spiritomb, and that's about it. Is the only real talk on the Psychic line at the moment. Scrolling down to the Fighting. Fighting is going to be another one that is kind of weak. A lot represented in this, but not a whole lot to write home about or anything that's going to be helping current decks in the format. So that's kind of a bummer. This Lycanroc looks sick for a regular art, but I'm sure it'll be very plentiful in packs. So nothing. I don't think it has any other type of higher rarity than this. So we'll see, but I don't believe it does. And then we got this the Deer Bowl. Deer Bowl I think has a neat ability, and I think it might be being played a little bit, but nothing too crazy, I don't think. Going down through the Dark types. Dark types have a little bit of interestingness. We got our first Clodsire EX in that line there. We got Tyranitar, Big Bag Boy. Has some interesting attacks. Might be played and have some renewed interest in that. So we'll see what that does. Steel, underrepresented. We got this Orthworm, and that's about it of anything of note. Caparaja, I think, might be interesting. It is a big, beefy EX for a stage 1. But, yeah. We will see down the road. Dragon typing, not seeing a whole lot out of this. And then the colorless typing. I can't think of anything. Oh, the Mousehold line might be good. And then this little birdie, Rockabilly, is going to be, it's a draw engine help. I don't remember exactly what the ability is, but it's going to be played. A lot of people are going to be wanting this card, and I believe it has some alternate arts as well, or some art rares in it with that guy. So both those things might be a little more inflated than you would think for a run-of-the-mill bird. So then the real juice, the trainers, and the special energy he's talking about. This here is gets us Boss's Orders. Boss's Orders is a staple. Will be played forever and ever. So that's going to be a hot card, and his art rare is amazing. I think probably steals the show as any of the other Boss's Orders, and that's saying something. There's a lot of great Boss's Orders out there. So Dendra also is a very hyped one from the first Japanese set. That was kind of the waifu of the set that we saw. But as far as playability, not a whole lot there. We got a reprint of Great Ball. That's pretty good. This is a Super Rod. Super Rod's a reprint of another classic card. And this is Superior Energy Retrieval. It's also a reprint, and older printings of this card may also see a bump as well, just like we saw with Nest Balls and things like that. These cards might see a bump just because people like to play with the older stuff. And these energies here, this bad boy, I forgot the name of it, but is it's only 2 non-Roblox Pokemon, and if you're behind in prizes, it gives you 3 of any color energy. There's going to be some shenanigans with this card. This is definitely going to be a card that's going to be in your bulk, but it's going to have value. If you ever see this 3 rainbow energy card, you're going to want to hold on to that guy and sell it for a little bit more, because that's going to be a hot commodity. But all that pales in comparison to the power of this card. Iono is just a fantastic card, a meta-changing card. It cannot be understated how impactful this card is going to be and how in demand this card is going to be. And you couple that with who's on it, and it just makes the perfect storm for just a hype, a waifu card. We will definitely see this in the range of, like, if you think like Sword and Shield's Marnie, when the Marnie came out with the full art and saw some heavy price tags, it is going to be to this level. It is definitely a playable card. It's going to be in every deck. So these in your bulk are going to be played, and then if you have the full art and the other special illustration art, yeah, they're going to be expensive. Expect it to be so, and I would not expect that price to drop. Even like Miriam's still holding strong at whatever it's at, 30, I think, and then 50-ish for the special illustration rare. Yeah, this is gonna blow that one out of the water. If you use that for any type of gauge, and then whether or not people are gonna be buying this card and pursuing this card and looking for the higher rarities of this card, yes, it is not overstated. It's not overblown. How in demand anything with Iono on it is going to be. So, yes, it's going to be a good card. You're going to want to hold on to it. That being said, let's look at some pretty stuff. I like the pretty cards. It's going to be hard to determine which ones are going to be real stonkers and which ones are not, but I do have some opinions. Again, this is just my opinion. This is not me giving you advice to go and buy out these cards or anything like that, but just, my thoughts on it and see where we're at. Of course, we have the Sprigatito line. Those beautiful, beautiful cards, all with the garden theming around them. Yeah, they're going to be super hot, super awesome. And I think all the evolution lines are going to be and stay up there in price. I would not expect these cards to dip below like $5. It depends on how common they are and how uncommon they are. But any of these cards here, I would expect them to hold some value, just because people like and want to make if you think of like a binder page, you have your starters 1, 2, 3, and then in a 9-pocket binder you'd have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 all on one page. They'd all look nice together. There's going to be a lot of binder collectors and people that want to grade and stuff like that going after these cards, so expect it to be the case. Obviously, another standout with the after talking about the starters is this beautiful Magikarp. I saw it in Japanese. I had one come into the shop. Man, it's a beautiful card. Absolutely beautiful card. And this one in English is going to be exactly the same. I think it's going to be a good card, and people are going to want that one. It is a Shinji Kanda art as well. The same person that did the Giratina VMAX alt art. So, Giratina V. Yes, Giratina V, sorry. The alt art of that. Just a beautiful artist, beautiful cards that he makes, and I think that's going to really push this card to be very, very popular. Again, we got the Quaxley. Jeez, man, too many ducks in this game. I wanted to say Ducklet, but it's Quaxley. Those evolution lines, I will say Quaxley is the least popular of the starting lineup here. So Sprigatito, Fuecoco is definitely, I would say, up and above Quaxley in popularity. Just is, sorry. And of any of these being a stinker, this Quaxley line, I think, is not going to be the fantastical have as much momentum as the other ones, for sure. So keep that in mind when you go and buy and think about putting money into things. Quaxley is the least popular, and it's not close. So this line is getting a lot of talk because it is Shinji Konda art. Or no, it's not. It's Kamina. I'm sorry, I got the names wrong. Kamina. I don't like this art style. It does nothing for me. And yeah, I get it. It's cool. It's like I don't know. We're just flipping through space, tripping through time. I don't know what's happening, but it definitely has. Especially here, you kind of get the just I don't know, a feel of I don't want to say watercolory, but it's just a classic Kamiya art, and it's very cool. It's very good, but I'm just not a fan. It's not for me. That's fine, and that's whatever. But people do like the artists. People do like that line. Again, the line is going to be possibly playable and popular in the TCG, as well as just a popular card because of the artist. So yes, definitely something that is worth paying attention to and watching on these three here. Again, these evolution steps through art is also just popular in general. We got this cute little Raichu. Raichu's great. Love this card. Very, very cute. Very, very cool. I think it's just going to be up there just because it's an awesome Raichu. A lot of people like Raichu. Pikachu, Raichu, they all kind of go hand in hand with people that like it. So definitely cool. This makes Magius is cool. I like this one. We'll see if it does anything or sees any sort of play. I think the ability is kind of fringy. Might be able to be used, but just a unique looking card. Very, very cool. Tinkerton line is going to be very popular as well, with this kind of like this cave setting again, kind of going through the evolutions and telling a story. Just a cool thing for sure. I love the Sudowoodo art of this one. This one is fantastic and great. I think a lot of people are going to like it as well, so I think that one's going to be one that performs above others as well. The Tyranitar is a sick card. A lot of people love Tyranitar. Tyranitar is definitely a Pokemon that gets mentioned by name in my store and just by a lot of people as a popular Pokemon. So I expect this art rare to be super, super strong, super, super good. Maushold, again, is like an early favorite from Gen 9. I think this card's going to be very popular. It definitely has a cutesy feel that a lot of people, men, women, children, everybody loves them. So definitely be on the lookout and thinking about this card going forward, because there are people that don't want that card for sure. And then that's kind of like where I stop with this kind of art selection, as like anything that like stands out. Obviously, put down in the comments your thoughts and what you think if I'm missing the boat on anything. But I think that is the heavy hitters from this kind of art lineup in the set. It is definitely not a weak set, especially compared to the trainer galleries and things like that we've had in past sets. I think there is a lot of variety here, which is nice, and the cohesiveness of the things being in the set together and it being complete with Pokemon that are in the set and just different art versions of the cards that are in the set already. That helps Scarlet Violet so much, and it's very understated how much that helps having this instead of like a trainer gallery that's off by itself and is something different. It's the Pokemon that are in the set. They all belong there. It goes with the feel of the set, and it's kind of a nice just seeing all the same Pokemon just highlighted in a single set, as opposed to just stuff randomly thrown in to sell more boxes. This feels very, very nice. I love the way that they have gone to just putting these in the regular set now, which is great. So that's always a big plus. Now, let's move on to the full arts and the other special hoopty-doopty rares and take a look at this. Again, out of the full arts, nothing's smacking me in the face. Meowscarada is going to be the popular one, I think, out of all these. We got Cheng-Pao as well. That is going to be super, super popular and probably going to see some love. Oh, Lycanroc does have a full art. I forgot. It's kind of meh. As far as these goes, not great. There are people that love Dedenne. There are people that love Slowking. So, yeah, all these cards, very, very popular. Nice variety of full arts and of Pokemon. And Pokemon that people like. It's a nice mix to see, but nothing crazy. Oh, apparently this Annihilate is going to be in the set, but not the regular art. It's not going to be in the set. It's going to be in an exclusive box. I didn't know that was going to be a thing, but this is cool to see. I love this Annihilate. Annihilate is a cool fighting type. You know, it has ties to the Gen 1, so there's a lot of love for it, I think. So, yeah. And this not having a regular typing in the set, this card is going to be probably inflated just because we've seen it before for other Pokemon that just, when they pull the regular EX out of a set, the full art, and if there's any other arts for things, tend to be higher than normal just because it's the only way to get it out of these boxes. So, there's a full art of the Getsus Boss's Orders. There's the Dendra. I forgot this dude's name, but he's also a popular character as well. A lot of people like, and I see memes and stuff about with using him and stuff. So that's kind of a neat little thing here. The Iono, the regular full art, yeah, this card is going to be, I think the current Miriam on steroids. I personally, I prefer this art to the mukbang one, so I actually like the full art better. But I feel like I'm probably going to be alone in that. Anywho, we'll continue on. So this goes into the special arts now. Again, the Masquerade is great. I love a lot of these alternate arts. I think all these are super strong. Just great. These are all very, very strong. I think the higher echelon of cards in this set is probably some of the strongest we've ever seen from a standard set. I really, really think it's great. There's very few misses in this spot. I can't. These first couple, I love all of these. Dendra's kind of like whatever. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what I'm supposed to be thinking when I'm looking at that. But all the rest of these, super like just cool, unique looking art. I love them all. They're very, very cute. Again, I don't like the Iono, but that's just, I think it's weird to put some sort of fetish card or fetish stream thing into a set. I think it's weird for Pokemon, but they did it, so who am I to say? I know eating streams are popular, so there she is. She's just filming herself, just pigging out, and I guess that's what people like to see. I don't know. It's cool. I mean, it's cool if you like it. I'm not hating on it in that regard. It's just not for me. And then the gold cards are what they are. The Super Rod in the set is going to be good. Super Rod's going to be in a lot of sets, or in a lot of decks going forward, so that's going to be a good item card to look out for, is definitely the Super Rod there. Superior Energy Retrieval, maybe. We'll see how the makeup of decks going forward are, but I'm not super crazy insane about this as an item. It definitely is desirable and a good one, but it's not going to be a $30 card like what a nest ball would be for right now. So something to think about. And then the energies are water is great. Water is a very popular typing and still very strong typing, and it gets strong in this set as well. So again, you kind of see the types that they are pushing in the set. Grass and water, both of those are seeing very strong support from Pokemon in this set. So very good energies to be having in this set. But definitely the water takes the cake as far as like betting on one to be more pricey than the other. So I think that is that's it. That is the makeup of the set as far as we know, barring any late surprises or anything like that. Where do I think Paldea Evolved is on the whole? If you think of the line of sets, think of like, going from Sword and Shield and going into like Rebel Clash, things like that. The formula that Pokemon uses is very similar. They found a formula and they're not deviating from it from a standpoint of surprises. There's no surprises in the set. In the Rebel Clash, we had a lot of the starting evolutions again, had a strong presence in that, and getting the ultra rare versions in the second set of Sword and Shield. And then we see a very good playable card in Sword and Shield. It was Boss's Orders, and kind of Boss's Orders being announced as like a strong staple, and like, hey, this is going to be a thing. Don't expect it to ever go away because it is a staple, just like Professor's Research is. We see that in Iono in here as a very strong playable card that's going to be desired, and people are going to be ripping packs to try to get that. That kind of pushes the set. I like the variety here of these Pokemon. I like a lot of these Pokemon, and I like the strengths of a lot of these Pokemon. I'm surprised at how popular the Ruin Pokemon are. People seem to like really be into like the goldfish and the snail and all that. People like those, and I think it was a weird choice to put in with your evolution starters. I think I thought and expected maybe them to kind of get their own set that kind of had more cohesiveness with that, and maybe some other supporter stuff, and then we'd have the starters kind of be on their own with some more like maybe some Gen 1ers thrown in there. But this feels kind of overstuffed. I don't want to say overstuffed because it's a secondary set. It's supposed to be building on the base set, right? And I've talked about this before in another live. I've never really talked about it on a stream. When you talk about a base set, if you think of it like a pyramid, or you're setting up something, the foundations for something, you think of like a pyramid. You're going to build a pyramid. You have the pinnacle of the set, or the generation. You have the base of the generation, right? So if you think of like what Cosmic Eclipse was for Sun and Moon, it was the pinnacle of the sets of the Sword and Shield block, right? Or of the Sun and Moon block. We are not there. We are still down here in the triangle pyramid of Sword and Shield. Jesus, if I could just Scarlet and Violet, base, and then Rumble Clash. We're still building. We're still building on the base until we get to people familiar with the mechanics, the game mechanics, the EXs, terror types, all this stuff. We're still building the base of this stuff before we move on to the next level of how this goes down. It's going to take us a couple more sets, I believe, until we start hitting, higher rarities, more obscure rarities, stuff like that. That's just logically how you build a Pokemon TCG generational block. It's just how it is. So I think right now that's what we're going to be looking at, is just this is further building on the block, has some good playable stuff. I get strong Pokemon and strong supporting Pokemon in the set. But overall, I think it's a pretty strong set. And it's got a lot of stuff that people are after. Very beautiful cards. Again, I think all these special illustration arts are all great cards. All these fantastic cards. And it's gonna do. I think it's gonna do well. Prices right now are kind of weird, all over the place, kind of down, and I don't know why that is. Because I got my numbers back from my distributor, my main, and it was cut to half of what I asked for almost, and I was like, man, that's rough. And I was asking like, hey, is there any way I can get more? I mean, that's just, I ordered more than what I normally get, because I'm looking at Scarlet and Violet, and we're not seeing any more reprints of the base of Scarlet and Violet, and it's just apparently that's just how it's going to be now as far as like booster boxes and things like that. So it's like, I'm going to need more of this going forward, and I need it. If I'm not going to get any more later, I have to have it at release. And him and Hawing was had, and I understand it, and I'm going to do a video about distribution and then my thoughts further on that. But I know a lot of stores' numbers are down as far as like what they're getting for Paldea Evolved. But I think in general the set seems to be out there more, and it seems like the price very, very quickly already climbed down to like the 115, 120-ish range, and I don't know why that is. It's interesting because I think as the online sellers and online stores, they snowball the things just for razor thin margins, and you don't get a lot of product, and the people that are taking the product, they're getting more and more and more. I think LGSs that have to monitor the spending and try to plan and try to build out the stuff instead of just buying all the stonky stuff, they kind of get the short end of the stick sometimes and I think that's what happened with Paldea Evolved. I will go more into this in another video, but I don't want to. This is already too long a video as it is, so I'm gonna leave it there. But as far as numbers and availability, I don't expect it to be super limited. I don't think people are gonna race out there and run after the stuff. Iono, Adendra, Boss's Orders, all this stuff is very strong cards to have in the set, but I don't expect it to be too incredibly difficult to find, and people just seem to be pretty content with how it is. But as far as number-wise, I know that it is quote-unquote short printed, but I feel like it'll probably be okay, especially for the first couple weeks or so. I think there'll be plenty out there. It was just the lifespan for the set is going to probably be shorter, just because of the quantity. I think it's going to disappear and dry up off the market if we don't get reprints again. If we ever get reprints again, that'd be great. But if we don't get any reprints out of this one, I expect it to do the same. It's harder to find the booster boxes. It's harder to find things in quantity. You're going to be a lot of loose packs and people that are breaking down boxes and the Infernate or Annihilate box and stuff like that. All those things are just, there's going to be packs available and trickle out, but as far as booster boxes, it may be rough, a couple weeks after release. But that's my appraisal of it. We are a half an hour in. Good Lord. If you made it this far, I appreciate y'all clicking on the video, supporting us. I'm going to let it go and leave it at that. Couple week and a half or so, I will be opening this stuff up and streaming it. So excited. We'll see how the pull rates go. We'll see if they change. We don't know. That's all to be determined, but we'll see you guys then. We'll check it out. All right. Peace. Bye.